Alright, the patch notes is out. I already read through their skills, and the new Shimmer, there's gonna be 2 units. The new Shimmer looks absolutely broken at R6, but I think even the R0 is still very good. The banner Esper that we're gonna get is going to be Pindar. This one you can summon through Wishstones. He's gonna be a support Esper who enhances the leftmost teammate. To be honest with you, I don't really like this placement gimmick, because the more they make this type of placement gimmick, the harder it is for you to run sets like Relief Set or even Leader Skill, because in order for you to run the Leader Skill, you will need to run it on the leader spot, right? Which is going to be the leftmost spot. But if you run this guy in the team, then your leader spot will have to be the unit that you want to pair him up with. And also with a Relief Set, the priority for Relief Set to proc is going to be from left to right. So most of the time you want your ally that has the strongest S1 on the Relief Set to be on the leftmost spot. Whereas if you were to run this guy, then you have to run the unit that you want him to pair up with on the leftmost spot. Again, I don't really like this particular gimmick. It's kind of boring, not gonna lie. Alright, so S1 attacks one enemy after ascension. This ability also increases the AP of the leftmost ally. Ability 2, when not in the leftmost position, grants bonus HP to all allies at the start of combat, shares damage taken by the leftmost teammate. This is gonna be very OP for PvP. And then ability 3, grants harmonic control and an extra turn to the leftmost teammate. Harmonic control provides different effects based on the Esper role. Yeah, again, you want him to be paired up with like really strong unit, but if that really strong unit does not have a leader skill, then you would have to run that OP unit without a leader skill, or without a leader skill that works for that specific content, just to make it so that he works with Pindar, right? Again, this is it's kind of a boring gimmick, I'm not gonna lie. And then the R1 is harmonic control grants extra speed to the controller and support Espers, so that's pretty nice. Usually the R1 is pretty trash, but this one's pretty good. R2 is the leftmost Esper gains harmonic control for 2 turns at the start of combat. This is also very good. We don't know the effects of the harmonic control just yet. It's probably something similar to like Lu Shang's accentuated buff. Like for example, for fighter, it's going to give you more damage and attack. For support, it's going to reduce your cooldown or something like that. And for support, it's going to make it so that you can't miss or something. And for defenders, it's probably just going to make you more tanky. And then the R4 is if there is an ability on cooldown, speed increases. And R6 is increases the percentage of damage shared for the leftmost teammate and reduces Pindar's damage taken from shared damage. So he's kind of like Zihi in a way, but instead of making it work for your entire team, and also with Zihi, it only works with your follow-up attacks, right? It doesn't work for active turns, whereas this guy will share all of the damage. Actually, it's more like Mavis and Archibald, where they share both each other's damage. This guy is going to be the exact same, but instead he's going to be sharing with the leftmost teammate. So I think this guy, when you pair him up with like Zihi, is going to be absolutely insane, because he's going to be sharing the damage with Zihi. I don't know how that's going to work, because Zihi is already sharing damage with the entire team. So is he going to take that shared damage from Zihi and then share it to himself? So you take like no damage from Zihi as well. But I think for the most part, this guy is going to be mostly for PvP, unless this harmonic control is going to be really OP for PvE. I don't think it's going to be an R6 must-have, but his R6 is very good. You can probably just stop at like R2. Yeah, R2 is probably the best spot that you can stop at, which I'm probably going to stop at R2. Maybe at R6 if I want to go into PvP, but probably not. Alright, the new Shimmer is a support Esper who provides frequent healing and can freeze enemies. Can freeze enemies, which means she's going to be very good with Yukine. Alright, ability 1, attacks one enemy, inflicts hypothermia. If the target's AP is higher than that of the ally with the lowest AP, swaps their AP. So basically Changji R2, is it R2 or R6? One of those two. Swaps the AP, which is not considered as an AP boost or AP reduction. Grants Rain's Case to their ally after ascension. So Rain's Case is undispellable. At the start of a turn by the way, receives healing equal to the percentage of the healer's max HP. So yeah, this guy's crazy. Alright, ability 2, attacks all enemies if a target has hypothermia. Inflicts freeze, otherwise inflicts hypothermia. And hypothermia is when the carrier is attacked, each stack gives the attacker a chance of inflicting freeze on the attacker or on the carrier for 1 turn. Triggers only once per turn, stackable with a limit. Each dispelling attempt removes only 1 stack. Now they've included this line, this little line, ineffective on bosses. Now trust me when I say this, when this unit goes live into the live server, this is going to work on bosses. I can 100% tell you the bug is going to be around for at least 1 week. That's how it is with Yukine, that's how it is with Meta Drew, and I can 100% guarantee you the bug is going to be around where this is going to work on bosses, and she's going to literally break every single boss in this entire game. For False Fantasy, you're going to see teams with Yukine and her, and it's going to work on bosses. Even though there's this line right here, it's going to work for 1 week, and then they're going to patch it up. Trust me when I say this. By the way, the S2 is broken, by the way, even if it doesn't work on bosses, because now you can run any unit in Rival Rune content with Yukine. Because if you run this new Shimmer with Yukine, the S2 alone will be able to let your entire team inflict freeze, which means your entire team can get the buff of Yukine, right? Which gives you extra turns and makes it so that you are immune to stuns and everything. So that's going to be very broken for Yukine team. Alright, ability 3, heals all allies, converts excess healing into a shield, grants range case to all allies for 2 turns, and passive is after any unit's active turn, she gains AP and triggers Lament's Blessing. God damn, she's gonna cycle like crazy. And then Lament's Blessing is heals all allies and inflicts hypothermia on all enemies. She is absolutely broken, even at R0. And then the R1, if the carrier has full max HP during their active turn, they deal more final damage during that turn. R2 is at the start of combat, all allies gain range case for 2 turns. So this is very broken. It's kind of like having a Lian buff on all of your allies. But the difference between this range case and Lian's healing is Lian's healing triggers when you take a hit, right? Whereas this range case heals you every single turn. Where is it? Yeah, at the start of a turn. It doesn't matter if it's enemy turn or your turn. So you can get like 10 healing within 1 rotation. And then the R4 is increases the percentage of excess healing into converted to shields. That's not really that broken. R6 is after triggering its effect 2 times, the carrier gains 1 extra turn. The R6 is so broken. It's basically Yukine but on steroids, because all it needs is to trigger the effects 2 times. The enemy takes 2 turns, AP push, buff up, or whatever it is, and then your entire team gets an extra turn. And that's not all, because the range case is 2 turns. After 2 additional turns, your entire team gets to move 1 more time. And that's not all, by the way. When you get a turn with her, she's gonna cast the S3 and renew the effects of the range case. So basically you have 3 turns of range case. You get 3 turns of full cycle with your team, while the enemy gets 2 turns. 2 turns on 2 of their units. And by the way, I'm not done. I'm not done. Because you're going to be running this unit with Yukine, Yukine will give the Snowcloak buff on your allies that can inflict freeze. And with this new Shimmer's S2, you'll be able to inflict freeze on all of your teammates, right? So when that happens, when you do get the Snowcloak buff on all of your teammates, after 6 turns of anyone's turn, whether it be your turn or the enemy's turn, your entire team is going to get an additional bonus turn because of Yukine's Snowcloak buff. In total, you can get 4 turns back to back to back to back with her R6, her R2, Yukine Snowcloak buff on your entire team, while the enemy takes 2 turns on 2 of their Espers. This is absolutely broken. So yeah, let's go into the team show. For the events, we're going to be getting Abyssal Trials, Joint Forces, and Memory Rift. We're also going to be getting Loyalty Test number, I don't know, Fumitsuki, Yuren, Ife, Brewster, Sienna, Clara, Tricky, Hype, Bernardina. They're all pretty trash except for Brewster. Probably Brewster is the only one that's worth it. Brewster, and then Yuren if you're using him for Phobiter. And then maybe, yeah, Sienna next, Clara, and then the rest is pretty much dead. Alright, Limited Echo is going to be for Zohong, Ethan, and then week 2, TA and Lian, Fumitsuki and Mavis. They're all pretty trash except for Lian at this point. But Lian, you can get her from towers, right? The boxes that you get from Temporal Tower, Hard Mode, and Normal Mode. And then also Scratch Off and some other improvements for Knockout, which if you care about this. And then Combat Trophy. Okay, to make incentive, leaderboard of better reflect players, current performance, and reduce the impact of past results. All... What the hell? No way! All Miracle Challenge scores and records will be reset each version update. Wow. After the reset, overall leaderboard will temporarily reflect your previous rankings. You can challenge the bosses again. New results will count toward the current version's rankings and scores. So they're going to be resetting. So for those who did like 3.0 Chronos, 4.0 Yinglong, 3.0 APAP, it's all going to be useless because it's going to be reset every single update. Yeah. Oh my god, every single update is crazy though. It takes a very long time for you to get even one good run on one of those boss, and now they're gonna be resetting it every single update. God damn. Alright, I kinda like this though, but not every single update. I think every single update is kinda brain dead. Maybe like every 2 to 3 months maybe. Every major celebration you reset the scores. I think that's good, but every single update is kinda wacky, not gonna lie. So yeah, that's about it. This one, the new Pindar Esper, the new Win Esper, I think you only need him to be at R2. I think it's very good, by the way, for PvE and PvP. Mostly for PvP, I think if this harmonic control is very good for PvE, then he might slot in for Soto Fantasy teams and maybe even some Ritual Miracle team. And then for the new Shimmer, she is probably the best Shimmer right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you run her with Yukine, the team is practically unstoppable with the amount of turns that you can take. With the amount of healing that you have as well. She heals with her S3 and her S1 as well. She AP swaps with her S1, so you're gonna get a bunch of turns with your teammates. And yeah, she frees as well. So now the Yukine team is gonna work for Rival Rune content, not just for Point War. Yukine is now going to be absolutely broken for Rival Rune content. That's all I have to say. Yeah, that's about it. Not a bad update, but again, the content is pretty much still the same. Yeah, that's about it, ciao.